Okay. Hello, everybody. I am here again in the same location in my living room. Whoops. Fixing this here. And as the title says, I'm going through or going to be scanning a bunch of CDs that I've sorted out of a crate. So let me show you what's going on. I've got all these CDs. So this stack, and this one here are all barcode up so that I can start scanning. What do you call it? So I can start using my scanner and just going through it and scanning it and putting the ones to the side that I'm going to be using or sending in for FBA. And that's about it. So I just want to kind of go through the process as I'm doing it and that sort of thing. So I have 5 more crates. I bought 13. These are like the milk crate, big crates here, that about 200 CDs fit in each. I've finished off, let's see, 8 of them, and I'm down to 5 here. So I'm just going through them methodically and finding some good stuff. Let me show you what I found so far. So here's the madness over here. So this stack, no, I can't see here, and this stack, these 2 stacks are for FBA. I counted them. There's about 130, 135 or so. And then on the other side here are merchant fulfilled, this stack here, which is a good amount. And then these here are for eBay. And then this massive stack back here, these 3 stacks, and growing another stack are all ones that were no good for FBA, or rather no good for Amazon, no good for eBay. And then I scanned through with Declutter, and Declutter did not accept them either. So those I'm going to have to probably put into a 1 or 2 lots on eBay and see if I can sell it off. So that's all. That's what I've gotten so far. What's been my results so far after going through a good amount, or more than half of the 13 crates. Everything's great, Barb. Everything's great. Just looking at the chat, seeing if anyone's saying anything. Okay, so I'm just going to basically start scanning here, and as I come across something that I can potentially sell, I'll let you know kind of what I'm thinking as I'm scanning it or as I'm looking at the data. Oh, here's an interesting one. So here's one, learn to sing. I've seen other ones learn to play different instruments and that sort of thing, like the harmonica. Oh, whoops. Oh, this doesn't even have a CD. Uh-oh. This doesn't even have the CD. So never mind. That's lame. Okay. Because this one had a... wonder if I can... You can't even see it, can you? Oops, there we go. So the rank's not very good for music. 369,000 over the last 3 months. But the prices, I'd have to do some research to see if the prices are really, if they're really selling for that much. But the prices are what caught my eye, not necessarily the rank. I'll hang on to the booklet here just in case I find the CD, but I probably won't because there's not a bunch of loose CDs in here. Okay. Wait. Barb said, looks like a good FBA shipment. Yeah, it's going well so far. Hopefully I'll get over 200. Well, I should get over 200. Come here, come here. My son just hurt his foot, so that's what happens with live streaming. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Sometimes I also find like more than, or rather the same one. Sometimes there'll be doubles, and neither, or that wasn't a good CD anyway. Let's see. Here's one that's decent. Rick, Braun. So if I find one that looks like it has potential, I check the disc to make sure that it's looks good. This one looks good. I have a resurfacer, so if it's bad, I can always try to resurface it. So this one here, you can see it. It has 98,000 average rank over the last 3 months, which is decent, and the lowest FBA is 895. Okay, but and so here's some of the things that I look at. So 895 is the lowest. It's like new condition though, so I probably have to price that underneath maybe like $1 or so, 795. It sells pretty consistently. Like it's selling more often now than it was in the past. And you can take a quick look with Camel, the sales rank history. Let's see if you can see that. And so you can see it has decent sales going back to, what is that, to April. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 roughly. So that's at least a couple sales a month. Which isn't a ton, but it's still, if there's not a lot of competition. If there were like 8 FBA offers here, then I probably wouldn't want to send it in. But this one I'll probably list for $795. So I'm going to write the price on it, condition, put it to the side. Oh, well, so here's another one. So the complete Buddha chart singles. This one actually, the rank is not very good for CDs, for music CDs. So 395 for the last 3 months, 395,000, which is pretty darn high. But the prices are high, so there's no FBA. So if you look at it, since April it sold it sold about 4. Sorry guys, it's hard to see. You know, the spike, not the spikes, but when it goes down, that's a sale. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So at least 4, maybe 5 since April, which is not very many, but if I go to Camel, I can also use Keepa as well. And I look for the last, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5 sales in the last year, so it doesn't sell very often. And there wasn't a sale between May and there was a sale in like maybe mid-November. So it does not sell very often. So for me, I mean, it depends on kind of, you know, what your strategy is and what works for you. But for me, I'd probably just list this merchant fulfilled. I mean, I could list it at like, I could even undercut. I mean, I could send it in FBA. It does, you know, I could even sit on it if it's going to sell for that amount of money to see if I can get the sale. So I'll probably just do FBA this time. I'll sell it for a little bit less, so maybe like $15. All right. Whoops. Let me see if anyone has any questions. Love your videos. Thank you. Oh, your son is so cute. Thanks. Someone's checking in from Atlanta. Cool. It's nice to see people from all over. So a lot of these I scan, they just won't be worth Amazon or even. I mean, some of them might be good on eBay. I don't look up every single one for eBay because it's just really time consuming. But some of them I will. Okay, so here's one. It's Spider-Man 2. Yeah, Spider-Man 2. This one's a little tricky because the price is pretty low. So there's a new copy, FBA new copy for $6.96. And then there's one for $7.08. So, and it's selling. Well, it sells fairly frequently, but it's not a crazy seller. Lord. So it's, you know, it's pretty consistent. It's just not selling a ton of copies. 74,000 rank over the last 3 months. There's not that much money in that one. I mean, I could send it in for like $6.25 and sit on it for a while and see. But I'm probably not going to. And this one's good. This is, let's see, the Robert Cray Band. Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. The current rank is 48,000, but over the last 3 months it's 88,000. So it's sold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 11 times since April. So it's not a ton of times, but here's the dilemma. There's eight FBA offers, so that's the problem. It's sold 12 times since April, and there's 8 offers. There's 47 merchant fulfilled offers. I mean, I can try to be the lowest and try to get the last sale or the next sale, but it's very good. The lowest price copy is very good, and mine's going to be a good copy. So I'd have to go underneath that one by a little bit and hope for the sale. So that's kind of like the quote-unquote risk you have to take with some of this stuff. Is going under the, or is, you know, weighing between how long it's going to take and how much money you're actually going to make when you make the sale. Let's see. All right. You know, the longer you do this, the more you'll see a lot of the similar CDs, and sometimes you'll send in the same CD a lot of times, or multiple times over the months, and then of course over the years. It's the same with books. You know, you're going to come across similar or the same title again and again. Okay, here's a good one. Let's see, Becca Shea, I guess. Becca Shea Life. And this one has 100. Oh, you can see it. 116,000 rank over the last 3 months, the average. But all the prices are high. The lowest merchant fulfilled is 1147, and there's 2 used FBA offers, and the lowest is 1411. So the lowest offer is very good offer. I'll probably list it at like $12.95. This one has a crack on the corner. So I have some replacement cases here I put to the side that I can just switch it out with, switch the top part out with, so that doesn't have that crack. I mean, everybody does things differently. Before I had really cases to replace broken cases with, I would send them in with cracks, and I still sold a lot of CDs. So it's definitely something that's up to you, and it's not that big of a deal. Probably you can still make a lot of sales selling, you know, CDs with crack cases. I mean, I'm talking like smaller cracks, not like huge missing chunks or or serious damage. Just some small cracks that aren't that big of a deal. So, you know, as I go through this, I was thinking about this earlier. I think a lot of people that watch, you know, whether you're a reseller or not, and you're watching my videos or other reseller videos, I think sometimes, you know, you see people that'll show like, oh, I made, you know, like I talked about, I made 256 sales in November, which when I first started was like a lot. I would have been blown away by that, you know, starting out where I did. And I'm happy with it, but you know, I want to do way more than that. But behind the sales is a lot of work, and I don't know. I think a lot of people don't realize it's not just like hard work, as in, you know, taxing work, but it's a lot of tedious stuff, sitting here and sorting through whether it's books, whether it's records, whether it's CDs, whether it's DVDs, and organizing them, checking them to make sure good condition, putting them in order, you know, with the barcodes up, and then having to go through scan them, and then when I find one I want to send in, you know, putting the price on it and all that stuff, and so it's not like, oh, you know, you can just make you know, make a bunch of sales easily. You know, it's true anyone can do it in the sense of you don't need an advanced degree, you don't need you know, experience. You can learn as you go. But you know, whoever it is, you know, whoever you're watching on YouTube or wherever, or podcast or whatever it is, there's a lot of tedious, long work that goes into it if you really want to build a sustainable business. Here's another one. Canonia. I don't know. I've never seen this one before. So the rank's not very good, but the prices are decent, and there's no FBA offer. So since April, it has sold 3 times. And then you can look at the prices. Yeah, it's only sold 4 times in the last year. And the prices over the last year have gone as low as $265, but most of it's been over like $10 or so. Yeah. So you probably have to be a little bit of a lower price. I mean, this is one of those tough ones, you know. I'd probably just do, I mean, I can just do merchant fulfilled, and you know, be the lowest offer. Let's see. The only problem is that the lowest offer is declutter. And they're always, you know, they have a repricer, and they're going to try to always be the lowest. But yeah, but I might be able to catch the sale. No problem. Okay, so Robert asked, do you list with what software do I use? I use Exceller List. I've been using it for a few months now, 3 or 4 months. So yeah, it works well for me. I can set up everything ahead of time, you know, so that for each batch, so that it's I got all the information pre-filled, and then the only thing I change, usually my condition notes are the same. It's good. Most of my CDs are good. I'll change it if it's very good, or rarely like new, or if it's in like one of those cardboard cases kind of a thing, paper cases. And then, but usually I just leave the condition notes as they are, and then the price. I'll put the prices, because I have a post-it on it. I'll put a price on it, and then hold on, sorry. Yeah. and that'll be it, really. I think. Yeah, that's it. And then I can just hit, send or whatever, and it'll. So yeah, I'll go through it. I'll go through it pretty quick. I'll probably be able to do this 200 plus CDs pretty fast, within a few hours or so, and then it'll spit out the sticker. I'll put it on. I'll put it in the pile, in the box, whatever. I've been having go to the same warehouse. I know I've been hearing a lot of people who've been getting splits all over the place, but for whatever reason, I haven't been. I was before, and I had to use inventory placement and pay 30 cents a CD or 30, 40 cents a book or whatever, depending on the weight. But yeah, so Exceller List has worked well for me. It's $30 a month. Yeah. I know, a lot of people use Scan Lister or they use Inventory Lab. It's kind of whatever works for you, whatever you have experience with. I didn't use any of the other ones, so I watched a couple of videos and heard people on Facebook talk about it, and they liked Exceller List, so it's been working for me so far. And then once I send it over to Amazon, I just go over there and I have everything in a box already, so I just go over there and print it out, and that's it. I mean, it's pretty quick. I'm sure there's a lot of let's see. Oh well. I'm sure there's a lot of Justin Bieber fans that'll appreciate this. The person who owned this before put a heart around his face. So, yeah. I'm sure all 5 of you are big, but and inside, so that's great. So that means that oh Lord. Okay. And then here's another copy of the same CD that I saw 2 other copies of. All right. So the part I'm doing now is actually with the scanner, with my KDC, and I'm scanning, using FBA Scan, using the FBA Scan app, which is $10 a month. It's just the live lookup. And already seen this one, right? Yeah. But I also have a pile which either don't have barcodes, or they have the kind of barcodes that I can't scan. I can scan it, but it won't work. It won't show up. It'll show nothing found in FBA Scan. So I have to use. What I end up having to do is I either use the Amazon, like the Cover Flow app or feature in their app. Oh, sorry. Okay, and the problem with that is it's not very exact, so it'll show a lot of MP3 options, and it won't show the CD that I want, so I end up having to type it in. So what I've been doing is either using that, or Diego, no. Or I use FBA Scan, and you can actually manually type it in, and then it'll show you the results, and usually it pops up. So that's more tedious, but I have found some really good stuff in those piles of CDs without barcodes, so it's definitely worth the effort, because I usually do find some, and then there's frequently some valuable ones for whatever reason. Ones without barcodes sometimes have more value. It's strange. So. There's another one. Hold on, guys. Hold on 1 second. Hello? Okay. All right, bye. Oh. Hold on, Papa. Okay, sorry, I had to take a phone call. So this one has 229,000 rank. There's one FBA offer which is acceptable, and it's Jensen, so they're going to definitely battle you for the lowest. And yeah, this one has how many sales? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 since April. So 5 sales. And if I do merchant fulfilled, you see the lowest merchant fulfilled offer is 563. So I usually try to be lower than that because I just want to get the sale. So I could do like 465 or something like that, and go for the sale. You'd be surprised. I mean, I don't have a ton of merchant fulfilled, but some of them do sell. So if that FBA offer wasn't there, I'd probably send it in FBA. I mean, I could still do FBA and I could price it lower. I could price it like $8.95 and try to get the next sale. There's just not that many sales. That's the problem. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 5 since April. So that's, not quite one a month. One every maybe 6 weeks or so. What do you guys think? Robert said, no barcode equals less sellers. Yeah, true. True. Same for books, too. Books and CDs. And I think that's probably why, a big reason why, or one of the reasons why vinyl doesn't have as much competition as CDs and books. I mean, also partly because they closed off the music category, but regardless, even before they did that, a lot of people just aren't willing to put in the effort to manually look things up, and so therefore there's just less competition. They're not willing to put in that effort and that time, and that's fine. I mean, if that's what you want to do, or if you don't want to spend time doing that, I mean, I get it. There's plenty of books with barcodes, plenty of CDs with barcodes. Not as many records, but definitely plenty of books and CDs. So I guess I'll send this one in and give it a shot. The other thing about kind of like the thing with CDs is there's just not, or because of their size and weight or lack thereof, it's a lot easier for me, and I'm sure others, to justify sending some in that maybe if it was a book, you wouldn't send it in because it would maybe cost a little bit more to store, and also it costs more to send in. I mean, not a lot more, but the amount of CDs I can fit in a box compared to books, it's so many more. I mean, I can fit probably, I don't know exactly, maybe 150 to 200 in one of those boxes that I could fit like 40 to 50 books into. So that's one of the big benefits of CDs. Another thing I've been thinking about too, making these last few videos and a couple other videos about CDs, is I feel bad making these videos for all the people who can't sell CDs or sell the music category, because I know if I was watching and I was selling books but I wanted to get into CDs and I couldn't, it would suck. And unfortunately, Amazon is just they've closed it off, and they've seemingly made it impossible to get into the category, and they even kicked out some people that were already in the category for whatever reason, not even sure why. So yeah, I've gotten into CDs, for the past year or so because of their relative, like generally less competition than books. Also, their size and weight, right? They're just easier to deal with. I mean, they're easier in the sense of their size and weight, but they're also a little more work because you have to deal with broken cases and potentially scratched or worn out CDs. Although I don't find that many of those, but I do find enough. Whereas with books, you basically just take a quick look at it, and you're usually gonna see any defects. You know, if it's got a cracked spine, if it's got torn out pages, or there's just too much writing or underlining or whatever, whatever issues there are with the book, that it's usually pretty easy to spot that. And then, you know, if it's in really bad shape, then you can't repair it or whatever, then you just don't send it in. But the CDs are a little bit more work in that respect. If the excuse me, if the case is busted or whatever. So I'm steadily going through it. Oh, what is that? So here's the other thing: as I come up, for some reason, there's always a lot of Christmas CDs, regardless of the time of year. And you know, as it's right now, it's what is it? The 13th, so it's 12 days before Christmas, and a lot of these CDs, Christmas CDs, are being bought now. But you know, I'm gonna have to send them in. It's gonna take a week or so for my items to go live. So by the time this whole shipment gets listed and sent in, I'll be lucky if I get it in there maybe 3 to 5 days, 3 or 4 days before Christmas Day. So you know, that's the dilemma with some of these Christmas CDs that are selling now. Like, look at this one. You can see the sales rank, right? There's been more sales lately, but normally, so the other like 10 months of the year, let's see. Yeah, I mean, look what happens. You know, starting in like October and then November and then December, it starts to go through the roof. But here, most of the rest of the year, although what's interesting is it does kind of go until about January. At least last year, it went until about January 13th or so. You see at the beginning, you see that, and then it just drops, and there's no sales after about mid-January. So that's the interesting part is, and I found that to be true about Q4 sales, is they continue into January. I think people still feel, you know, the holidays, and they're still spending money, and they got money, so they're still slowly spending that money for Christmas that they got. So I think it's still a good idea to send in some of this Christmas stuff, or just send in a lot of you know, CDs or books or whatever. So I'm gonna list this one. Let's see. The lowest is $8.85. I'll probably list it $8.95 because mine's good. It's got, let's see that. It's got worn corners and edges. A lot of wear. So the profit on a CD, so $8.95 CD. Let's see. So it's hard to see that. So the $8.95. This is for a CD. I put 3 cents the cost of goods because I got about 2,500 and I spend about $100. So that's about how much they are per item. And then the shipping to Amazon, I'm not sure yet how much that's going to be. I've been getting shipments to Illinois, and they've been more with books. Books were like $20 to $25 per shipment, but it's going to be less per item for CDs. Probably under like 15 cents, I would imagine, but I'll see. So that's the only other part I'd have to factor in, but I keep that in mind. I mean, it's not going to be 50 cents to ship them in per item. It's probably going to be under 20 cents, probably 15 cents, maybe 12 cents. So I keep that in mind as well. But that's the profit on an $8.95 CD, is a little over $3, right around $3. So in order for me to make a buck off of a CD, I'm willing to send in a CD if it sells pretty quick to make $1 off of it. So it's right around $6.25 or so. You know, low $6. Let's see. So now I got this one. See, I mean, if you saw that, wouldn't you think that that could be worth money? I mean, just look at that. One Bad Pig. So it's the name of it, and then it's the way these guys are dressed. It just looks goofy and funny. So let's see. This is from 1989. Smash. One Bad Pig. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. If you guys ever heard of it. So, okay, put it underneath. And then here we have 406,000 is the average over the last 3 months. That's pretty crappy, but the prices are pretty good. So, how many has it sold? It sold. Well, let's see. It's probably only sold 2 or 3 over the last. Oh, geez. See, and then this happens. Let me try out. What's it called? Keepa. Let's see if Keepa has anything. Camel didn't have any data. Ooh, that's bad. Oh, that's 3 months. Okay. So a year. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So where are you going to be able to see that? So the green line are sales when it dips down, when there's like a upside down spike or valley or whatever. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 6 about. And the price, the problem is those sales, those recent sales were when the price was a lot lower, when the price was under $10, more like $5. That's, of course, the lowest price. So usually MF, merchant fulfilled. Oh, let me see. Whoa. Yeah, $8. Yeah. So these prices, I think, are a little too high. So I have 2 options here. I can, because there's no FBA. So a lot of people, they're just like, no FBA, and it has a slow but steady demand, and the prices are they're pretty good, they're pretty high, then they're going to send it in. And I think I tend to agree with this one because this was only 3 copies. So even if I list mine at $19.95, let's see. And the sellers, are they big sellers? They're big sellers. 2 of them are really big. And then one of them is like a bigger seller than me. Definitely a medium-sized seller. But the other 2 have hundreds of thousands. Well, the first one has 200,000 ratings, so you know they're big. Probably have a warehouse with employees. So yeah, I mean, I could list it right where they are, or I could undercut it with FBA and just try to grab the sale, which is usually what I do, but it just depends. So with this one, I can always reprice. That's the thing. I'll do $18.95 and see what happens when it's sitting there for a little bit. Chances are that their prices will come down. Excuse me. I got to replace the front of the case. It's got a crack. The back does not. Okay. More Christmas CDs. Here's another one. Here's, I don't know what GRP is. GRP Christmas. GRP Christmas Collection, Volume 2. This is another one that the last 3 months is 140 or 120,000, the rank, but now it's 8,900, which means it's selling a lot currently. Some Christmas CDs, and they'll go crazy during November and especially December, the first few weeks, and then the rest of the year they'll sell occasionally. But this one sells until January, until about like about the third week of January. This one keeps selling, so I'm gonna send it in. It's not a big money seller, but yeah. But I think it's worth it. Is it cracked? Oh, scratch on the back. I'm gonna replace the back because it's got a scratch, kind of an ugly scratch. Ooh, well, it's a crack now. So, if you're new, I mean, there's only 6 of you watching this, and there were 8, and I guess, of course, later on, people will watch this if you want to sit in for it. But yeah, you just have to make decisions about, about how long. About hold on, guys. About how long you want to wait for something to sell, how comfortable you are with that, and how. No, Papa, no funciona, okay? All right. Barb asked me, am I using a repricer? Not currently. I still haven't taken that plunge, and we'll see if I ever do. For now, no. All right, so I'm more than halfway done. Definitely this goes faster than when I'm not making a video. So, just so you know, just in case you're not selling now and you want to, definitely goes a lot faster. Here's one that has, this one's good. Iguana. Ray Obiedo. Obiedo. Yeah. And it has 117,000 rank currently. And no FBA. So this one I'll I'll definitely send an FBA. And probably list it I'll do like 10.95 for now and see if I can get a sale. So I'm finding some stuff for Amazon out of this group, but not as many as the last one and some of the other crates I've gone through. It's just some are better than others, and overall though it's going well. Whoops. Okay. Okay. And sometimes you just, you don't know what's going to sell. Sometimes some things surprise me. I don't think that, there's no way that people, that's going to be going for money, and then it ends up going for, or it ends up being a popular title or whatever. So a lot of this is just doing, oh, here we go. Oh, no. I wonder if that's, so there's this one. 25 Sunday school songs. Yeah, no. I'm going to skip that one. There's just not enough sales. Okay. So if you're new to reselling and you're watching this video and you haven't seen any of my videos before, you might think like, wow, this is super exciting, right? Or the complete opposite. And it's definitely the hunt. The fun part is the hunt. and finding valuable items. But I know that when I found this new source and I started going through these, I mean, I get excited about finding the source, and then as I dig into it, I get excited when I find good items or valuable CDs. But as I'm going through it methodically, one by one, and sorting and everything, overall I enjoy the process. But definitely, but definitely when you're doing it for a long time, um, you know, you get kind of beat up or you get worn out. So I bought this last Tuesday, this lot, and it's what, Wednesday now, and I should have been done by now. There's some things that came up where I couldn't get to it, but it would probably take me less than a week to get through this. But if you want to get through something like this quickly, you're going to be doing a lot of the same thing over and over again. So you just need to prepare yourself for that and know that that's the reality. And then once you like send it off, I mean, once you get to finally listing them, which is pretty quick if you have a listing software, and then you ship it off, then it's done, right? Then you don't have to think about it. Depending on how you run your business, your repricer will handle it from there, or you'll manually reprice or whatever. But sales will come in pretty strong when the what do you call it? When the shipment hits the warehouse and gets uploaded, those first couple of weeks, you should have an uptick in sales, and then it'll go back to whatever your normal level is. Because if you send in 200 CDs or 200 items, whatever, you're going to sell off 10-20% of those pretty quickly. Assuming that you're pricing them to sell, and then once those hot ones sell off, right? Either they sell all the time, or it just happened to be the next sale, and you were there, etc. Whatever the situation is, and then the sales will kind of slow down, and you'll have steady sales right out of those 200. So let's say you sell 20% within the first 2 weeks, whatever. So you're left with 180, and then you'll slowly, within that first month, sell off another bunch of those, and then over the next 3 months, you'll slowly sell off some, and that's kind of how it will go until you've sold off most of them. But that's how the business works. That's why you got to keep feeding it, so that you build up sort of like this constant sales funnel. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah. Well, picking profits is being facetious, but yes, he's saying, why not make passive income off of Kindle books or whatever it is? Yeah. I mean, there's definitely many ways to make passive income for sure with the internet. Absolutely, absolutely. And I applaud people that have figured out ways to do it, and that's great. Definitely go for it. But it's not easy, and that sort of thing. It's something you got to dedicate yourself to. Even if you want to build a passive income with the internet, whether it's making videos on YouTube or whether it's selling products, some other item or service or whatever, you got to work at it. I mean, you got to learn how to set up the website. You got to learn how to get traffic. You got to learn how to convert sales and everything. Like it's not just you pay someone some money and then you're off and running and you're making 6 figures a year, working 4 hours a week or something. I mean, it's not really gonna work that way. So I mean, whatever it is in life, just I would say number one, enjoy what you do, if at all possible. If you're gonna do something like this. But it's not going to be easy. You're going to have to learn the ropes, whatever it is. So I found this one, Louis Armstrong and Friends, another Christmas one. This one actually, dang, it's priced pretty high. Got consistent sales. So let's see. Let's see. Okay, so this one sells pretty consistently after Christmas into January, sort of slows down into February. But let's see the prices, because the prices are really high right now. There's not very many selling. Let's see. Da-da-da. Okay, yeah, the price is high right now. It's a lot lower the rest of the year. But I'll send it in, and there's no FBA offer, so let me show you. 100,000 rank over the last 3 months, but look at the prices, right? No FBA, and the lowest is 34.47. So I'll list it 34.95. See if I can make a sale. Does that have a crack? Looks okay. I mean, that's the thing, guys. Like, sometimes I feel like being conservative and just listing it a lot. You know, if it was selling like crazy at that price, then I listed at that price. But because it's a little bit slower and the price is jacked up because of Christmas, you know, I could be more conservative and be like, well, I'm gonna list it for $29.95, $27.95, or I can list it right at where it is. You know, even it does seem like it's selling, so it just depends on how you want to go about it. Da-da-da. Almost done. I just wanted to finish in front of you guys. You know, I know it's super fascinating to watch me, like, kind of semi-watch me scan, but I just wanted to finish so I could show you guys, you know, how long it would take. I mean, it would be quicker if I wasn't making a video, of course. But here's another one. So, Rhonda Vincent. If Heartaches Had Wings. Let's see. It's the right CD. No cracks or problems. This one's hardly selling. Twice since April. 1, 2, 3, 4 times in the last year, so it hasn't sold recently, which means it's probably not selling at this higher price. See that? $23.97. Well, so let's see over the last year. Oh, okay. What's the used is black. Yeah, the prices are way up. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the prices are super higher. I don't know about this one. I think this one I would do merchant. I'll probably do this one merchant fulfilled because it's not selling for that much money anyway. I'll see if I can get a sale. I'll go under these guys by a lot. Well, okay. All right. Uh-uh. Oh, wait a minute. All right, so I've got one more. Oy. So there's this one. Alvaro Torres, Spanish. So, oh. All right, Barb left. See you, Barb. So this one, look at this. There was a sale in April, but it has no. So look at the. So look at the 849,000 over the last 3 months, 1 million currently, and there's no sellers. So I can list it whatever I wanted to. I don't know if it'll sell. Let's see where the price was when it sold. These are always fun because, you know, oh, whoops. Man, sales rank. Oh, it doesn't tell me on this one. Well, let me see if it tells me on Camel. Might not tell. Oh, it doesn't tell me. I might have to do more research on it, but this one I could list whatever I wanted, and somebody would have to spend that because somebody did buy it because it has a sales rank, even though it's really high. Um, so I could list it at $29.95, $49.95, whatever, and just sit on it, merchant fulfilled, and see if someone comes along and buys it. I mean, I could list it higher and then just slowly, have it go down. So that's probably what I'll do. I'll probably list it at, hold on. No. No. I'll list it higher at $50, and then I'll lower it, if it doesn't sell. So I found two merchant fulfilled. Okay. 2 merchant fulfilled. And I found these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 12 out of about 150 or so. So it was a little bit less than 10%, which is not as good as some of the other crates, but still not that bad. So I add it to my growing pile over there, and I'm up to, let's see, 180 or so now, and I still have 5 crates to go. So I'm hoping that I'll get to 250 to 300 to send in, which will be really great. And yeah, so there's only 5 of you left here. Oh, nice CDs. Thank you. So I'm probably going to cut the video at this point. Hopefully, if you guys want videos about something in particular, let me know. But I enjoy, making these videos just to kind of share the process, the reality of it. If you're doing it by yourself, if you're reselling by yourself, as in you don't have a significant other or whoever, family member helping you, or you don't have employees or haven't hired somebody, personal, or what do you call it, a contractor, whatever it is, and you're doing it by yourself, then you've got to do everything. So you've got to buy the items to resell, you've got to list them, you got to send them in, you got to manage it, whether it's Amazon or eBay. It definitely takes time, and I think one of the most important things is, assuming that you're liking doing it, is you got to have a process. You got to have a structure of how you go about it. So things like, when I'm going through the CDs and sorting them, and then using the scanner. The scanner's huge. Without the scanner, I could not even begin to get through these. It would take forever. Okay. Oh, there's another merchant fulfilled. 3 merchant fulfilled. So 15 for Amazon. Anyway, so it was 10% out of the 150 or so. Oh, and I haven't even gone through the stack to manually look up. So I'll definitely find some in there, but I definitely am not going to make a video of me doing that because that is just too tedious, and I have to. It's too much. So that's going to be way too boring. But yeah, you got to have a system. You got to have certain tools like scanning software, a scanner. It's just going to be really difficult without those types of things. And also, it helps to have a listing software. You don't have to do it, but it helps. So there's things like that definitely that definitely will help you as a sole business owner. And it's definitely possible to make some significant money doing this by yourself. But I mean, there's people. Let's see. In terms of CDs, definitely books. There's plenty of people that I've seen selling 6 figures of books on Amazon who focus on the higher priced books, more of the like school books and just more longer tail or higher priced ones in general. They kind of they look at like, oh, well, I'm not going to go below $15, $20, whatever, and they find sources. Maybe either it's bulk or it's, they have people that they buy from, whether they're at schools, professors, students, whatever it is. They have their sources. And there's people, even without that, I sold a lot of books without focusing on the higher priced books. So definitely you can still do that even with the higher fees. But CDs, it's the same way. I mean, I see people selling way more CDs than I've sold, doing it by themselves, selling 400 or 500 CDs a month. I've seen someone selling over 1,000 CDs a month. So it's definitely something that's possible. It's just a matter of you need enough to find enough sources and enough CDs or books to actually send in. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Definitely, hopefully, tune in for next time, and it'll be. I'm probably going to share this process as I'm going through all of these CDs to kind of let you know what the final outcome is when I go through the final 5 crates and how many I have exactly to send into Amazon, Merchant Fulfilled, and FBA. Right now I have over 200 with Merchant Fulfilled and FBA, so it's been going really well. I look forward to continuing to work with this source, and they might even have other stuff for me like vinyl and that type of stuff. So, but for now I'm just going to stick to CDs. All right, guys. As always, remember, keep booking.